Alrighty, hello every folks, and welcome to another First Impressions video here. So this time we're talking about Super Fantasy Kingdom, a game that, based off the title, immediately made me go check if by any chance these guys had any relation to Super Amazing Wagon Adventure. Apparently not, but I did want to talk about this game in general, and specifically talk over the sort of demo that they sent over for one of the unreleased factions for this game here, because there's at least some chance you might have tried the demo of kind of the first demo that they had out there before, because it's a fun little concept of a game here. Like, this is one of those ones that, to me, feels like something that you would kind of sit down and cozily play on your lunch break or something. And anyways, let's go ahead and give a little bit of a peek here. So, a couple of things to get out of the way first and foremost. Thank you to Hooded Horse for reaching out with a code for this version of the game. Thank you to VicariousBrian for going and making this. And for the sake of context, because usually folks like to know how big the team was that made one of these games is to begin with, it seems to be a solo project. You know, obviously that would be one guy. So let's go ahead and get going here. Let's go ahead and get started. So here's the general deal. So in this case, this particular version, this is the kind of version that they sent over here, is actually a little bit different from the demo that you can go get on Steam right now. Namely, that this faction is essentially undead, with completely different mechanics to the sort of normal fantasy human faction that shows up in that mainline demo. But here's the general flow of the game. It's sort of it's described as a roguelike city builder. It's kind of like, I would say, a almost more automated version of something like The Last Spell or something, except instead of focusing on the strategy element of your units, you're typically focusing on the logistics of keeping everything running. So it's got a good bit of kind of tower defense-y type of stuff going on. So you have your sort of map that you start with. The general premise of the game here is that essentially you're sort of serving the king here, who repeatedly ends up apparently dying and having their world reset for some reason. I don't know if they explained that. I kind of skipped over the intro, and it didn't seem to play again. So that's what I assume is going on. But essentially what you've got here is your main town right here, and then all of the areas that you could be expanding into out here. Every so often you unlock these little nodes, and these allow you to build things, as well as having multiple different buildings that allow you to interact with your people in different ways. If you're familiar with stuff like Rise of Nations, the resources feel almost somewhat familiar with that whole situation, because you're typically building out your resources for the purpose of breaking your kind of income caps on things. So, like, right off the bat, we'll start off with a tavern. That tavern will then allow us to go gather resources, and in this case, they'll go and get rats to go and feed people. So we'll go ahead and say we only have a couple of characters that really need to eat right now, so we'll assign a couple of skeletons to that job, and we'll take one of these little nodes, and we'll go ahead and see that we need 5 stone to build up a mausoleum to generate more people, and we see that we have some stones over here, and we're going to go ahead and put a quarry down over here in order to go generate some of that stone. So we'll go ahead and assign 5 people to this, and they'll go ahead and get those jobs done at this point. So with the human faction, you would assign a sort of rotating list of people. Like, you just assign a number of workers to each thing, and they'll keep coming back. With the undead here, they work a little bit different in that they'll go ahead and essentially kind of fall apart after one use. So as soon as you send a skeleton out, they will do that one job. They'll seemingly act a bit faster than the humans would, but then just sort of break after one use. And then from there, the music goes a little bit more excited, and midday comes. And at midday, that's when you start getting attacked. So in this case, we've got some random dude with a knife just popping out of the woods, and we've got our one hero character over here guarding this area. So you build up new hero characters as time goes on, and they essentially go and defend the place to the best of their ability. Interestingly enough, you actually only die when your main hero character dies. Even though the king is the kind of person that's experiencing this time loop thing here, your leader is your hero character is the one that you're actually kind of playing as. Now, what's interesting is that they can only be harmed upon a person reaching the bridge. So they will always be stationed at this bridge, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, as they're defending the bridge, their other self will go out attacking things. I'm not entirely sure if this means that they're two separate people, or if they're just sort of astral projecting, or what the hell's the deal with that, but that's just kind of how it works. In this case, the guy ends up going and attacking things, and every time he kills something, they turn into an undead soldier for our team. So he's got a kind of growing list of ads that are going and clogging up the works, and so that's pretty useful when going and attacking trash units. And it's pretty good for the first couple of days here. It'll keep us relatively safe. Anyway, at this point, we can go ahead and put up a boneyard over here to go collect some bones, because we're gonna need like 6 of them. So we'll go ahead and send kind of a future assign a few people to that job, and our dudes over here will finish clearing out all of this stuff up here, and then they'll come in to come home for a bit of a snack. So at the end of the day, like the day goes in phases, as you probably noticed. They come relatively quick, so you're not really spending a whole lot of time in this one. Earlier I was praising Norland for really taking its time for how much stuff you can pack into a day. In this case, this one's pretty quick to get its days done. So what we see is that as the day ends, all of your characters will go and have a little bit of a snack at the tavern. Everybody aside from your main champion here will be able to eat something over the course of that day in order to go get more experience. So as long as they eat every day, they will end up getting stronger. And let's see. I've used this guy. I kind of like this guy. Seemed to work pretty well with mobs and such. We'll go ahead and go with that. So now that we ended up getting another dude, we can just go ahead and pop that sucker up here. And he's going to go ahead and... actually, no. He wants to go take one of these side areas. Unlock this spot. Yes. So I don't know what exactly causes you to generate coins. There's a lot of resources that are generated in all kinds of various ways that it pops up with little tutorials for every now and then. I'm still learning, you know? Give me a minute to figure all that stuff out. But yeah, that's kind of the general gist here. So you're building out, you're trying to kind of reach new nodes to build out more stuff. It's a fairly understandable board game type aesthetic going on here. So in this case, I need to get more stones in order to get more dudes. So we'll go ahead and assign some skeletons to that situation over there. Let's see, these guys are over here collecting bones, which we'll need those bones in order to double up our storage capacity over here, because we're currently a little bit capped as far as that stuff goes. And we have meals enough for 2 days, so we don't necessarily need to worry too much about getting any food gathered today, so I'm just going to let that one nap for the time being. At least I think that's a good choice. Maybe it isn't, I don't know, but we can just go ahead and kind of watch how everyone's going. So as far as how your workers work, you seem to have different types of workers doing different types of things, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the zombies are sort of the undead version of the mules, like with the people characters. If they had mules available, they would use those to carry resources a bit faster. If you didn't have any mules available, they just sort of try to carry themselves fairly slowly. But they only have half of the day to actually get their work done. So if you're not done by that portion of the day, well, bit of a bummer for you. Here, let's go ahead and get more of these guys going because I need more rocks. I don't know if they all went home for the day yet. Honestly, they might have. I'm not really sure. Let's see. Do we have enough caskets to repair the church? Apparently not. Gonna get more of those at some point. So we leave that. Do we need this here? Apparently we don't have any workers at the moment. I'm assuming maybe these skeleton guys end up joining your worker crew or something at the end of the day. I honestly have no idea. There's a lot of stuff, again, this is a very first impressions kind of thing. There's a lot of stuff I still haven't really figured out yet. But like, I know that I've gotten this one before, that this guy is pretty useful for going and hunting stuff down, but not very useful defensively. So hopefully we'll be able to hire them, and maybe we can build out in some other directions too. So as you go and you get wins, you get your glory points over here, which allow you to expand in different directions. So the ones close by are usually going to be relatively expensive. There's some exceptions. Like we can go apparently generate ooze, whatever that does for us. And I'm going to go ahead and assign some of that here. specifically because that's something that I saw as a thing that we could barter with later. So hopefully that'll go generate something or other. Again, there do seem to be a pretty large amount of resources and stuff. Do we just have to kind of like click ooze? Okay, apparently we just get things by clicking on it over there. Whatever that does for us. But either way, the day is done. I think there were like 7 or 8 skeletons over there. We'll see what happens. And our Cyclops gets to have a snack at this point. Alright, so day survived. Get some kills. Okay. They all find their seats. They all find their foods. They all do their eating. And alright. That sounds good. Cyclops gets a little bit stronger. I don't know why he's unhappy. Apparently he doesn't like the rat meals. So we'll see about improving that situation for him. We got 1 meal, that'll be enough for the moment. And we started off with 7 workers. So let's see, they're going to be making some stones. Good. That's already good to go right there. And those guys are going to gather some bones, and I think that's probably all we necessarily need to do. Let's gather more slime. Again, whatever that actually does for us. I don't actually see... What's this do? Shards? I don't know what shards do either. And if you wanted to zoom in and, you know, speed up or whatever else, you know, just kind of see what everybody's up to, you can do that. Alright. Alright, but yeah, this seems like a very cozy sort of lunch break kind of game to me. Like, I know personally, if I had a, you know, like, let's say a few minutes, like I'm going and waiting in line to go pick up the kiddos or something, I could absolutely see doing a round or two of this while going and sitting and waiting. Because frankly, the days come relatively quick, and it tends to ramp up in difficulty pretty darn quick. So yeah, you definitely don't necessarily last terribly long. But yeah, you can try the demo for yourself pretty much whenever you'd like. Just, like, I'll include a link in the description and all that. But yeah, that's really all there is to it. Just go give it a bit of a shot. That one doesn't have the undead faction, but it will have... Oh, hang on. Let's go ahead and pause it real quick, move this guy over here, spend some coins for that, and he can go get to work doing his whole thing. Alright. So let's see, that was like, what, 6 or 7 little skeletons that were left. I feel like that's probably what it is. They're probably converting enemy units into workers. Not everyone's going to get a meal, though. So, a bit of a bummer, but we'll see who got a chance to eat. Seems like the Cyclops. And we can upgrade our Cyclops by getting him fed. Now, let's see, 8 workers, 2 are already assigned. Let's go ahead and just get their 2 meals for the day done. Let's see about getting some bones done, probably with 3 of those, and then everybody else can go on to stones over here. And then hopefully with that, we should hopefully have enough to get more workers generated. And then maybe go figure out what this clown ghost thing is over here. What are you? I have no idea. But yeah, as time goes on, that's when you end up unlocking new routes and such. I don't know just how far you can necessarily take that. So, like, your crowns, your points there, you don't necessarily need, or rather, you don't really spend those. It's just kind of like, as soon as you get them, it's fully unlocked in that direction. So apparently we gotta completely max out that counter to even go this direction for some reason. Not sure why, but oh well, whatever. So let's have them all get to work. Did I see a little yellow arrow to click on anything slimy? I don't know. So there are daily effects that that happen as you're carrying along. Like right now, a lot of the roads are green for some reason. I don't know what that means. Something, probably. I kind of wish that you could see how much health or whatever else was going on for the individual units, but that's not a thing at the moment, and I don't think you're really necessarily meant to know. It is what it is. But yeah, so they'll attack there, and then they can only be hurt if somebody reaches their particular spot on the bridge. So, I mean, maybe that's for the best, because in that particular case, they probably would get pretty easily overwhelmed and killed otherwise, especially for a lot of these sort of throwing units and whatnot that tend to kind of just chuck themselves right into the enemy. Anyways, we had some stones done. Is that enough? Let's see, get another carrier. What's a carrier? Okay, well, I don't know what a carrier is, but apparently we're... Oh, like a mule kind of thing. Okay. Let's see, we haven't gotten any of these yet. Okay, we don't have any workers left for the day. Hopefully some of them are still going to generate a rock or two. Here, they did generate a rock. Here, get me another mausoleum to get us more workers, to hopefully make the next day go a little bit smoother. It seems like they're starting to get a little bit threatened by the number of units here. I do appreciate that every time you scroll up here, the music changes. I mean, it is a little jarring at first, but I don't know. It reminds me. I'm trying to remember the name of the game. This whole experience, for some reason, reminds me of a DOS game that I might be completely misremembering the gameplay loop of, but this old game called Monarch. Like, granted, in that particular case, it was like the thing was so automated there was barely anything going on, but the vibes for some reason are similar, and I think it's largely because all of the sort of pre-planned routes and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah. So let's see, how far are we getting here? Currently just day right there. Everyone's eating, doing their things. Upgraded our Cyclops, who still isn't happy. I don't know how to improve their happy. Get some kind of merchant guy showing up. We kind of just spent all of our slime, dude. I apologize. Alright, we can get whatever this is. What does that do? What are books? Are you going to tell me what books do, or no? Let's double up our storage here. Let's see. We got more workers, though. So, let's see. Can turn stones into blocks. Oh, those are blocks, apparently. Okay, so we're gonna need 4 bones at least, or rats into blood. Interesting. Okay, so I think that's probably the first one to go for. So 5 bones, if we can get them. That's all fine doing its thing as it is. Let's go ahead and up this to 4. Let's go ahead and throw a few more at this, and let's throw everybody else at food at the moment. Again, it is a little bit hard to kind of figure out exactly how many workers you've got necessarily left over to do any particular thing. But you know, what's a building simulator without a little bit of confusion, I suppose. Let's see, do we have any new routes that are available that are not freakishly expensive? Like, I don't know if these change in price or whatever else as time goes on. We can spend 1 stone on this to get us something. Okay, that got us... That was a surprisingly cheap thing to get us a bridge over this way. I do like the sort of Super Mario World aesthetic of all of these roads here. Let's see, get a bonus for the cycle. Please give me more stones. I like them stones. So, get some stones over there. That gives us something. Any more cheap roads? This will get us something this way. What about you? Do you have anything cool? Okay, nothing yet. But we do want to do this whole gathering food for blood thing, because that portal sounded like a good idea. Don't exactly know how all of it works just yet, but we'll get there. Okay. But yeah, again, it's a cozy little board game aesthetic going on here for sure. Like, you're just trying to worry about building out the logistics while these guys are worrying about keeping everybody alive. I like that. I mean, it's not like it hasn't been done before to some extent, but I really like that as an idea. That you know, you're working on the logistics, they're working on everything else. You are essentially playing as the pocket player, while somebody else is going and handling the main fighting. You're the one managing the trade routes, as it were. So I like that. Like, I feel like if they do play any AoE 2 at all, they definitely kind of prefer pocket or flanks there. But let's see, what do we got here? Ooze to paper. What does paper do? Like, we got a paper, but I don't know what the paper's for exactly. So you get a special unit based on the weather? Let's see, rest fallen heroes and dig for graves? Okay, I'm not really sure what that gives us exactly. But if we get more bones, can do this whole stone to block thing, which seems like probably the way to go for it right now. There we go, stone to block. Let's see. We got some stones, turn them into blocks. This allows us to rebuild this church, and hopefully that'll be something that we need to do. Don't know as of yet. What about you? Okay, we need 10 stones for that. Everybody else can get onto generating stone, and then we'll see how far that expands. Alright, they're slightly overwhelmed because all their ads are over here. I kind of wish you could give some instructions to make the ads stick around a little bit more. We also just ended up losing a guy. But they did manage to survive the night. At least 2 of them did. The ghoul guy does not seem particularly good, but they made it anyway. Made it through the night. Oh no, he came back to life. Only some dead. Fun rating. Alright. Well, everyone got their food at least. Fine, fine. Oh, they actually, I think they require more meals now. Although, I love the whole eat your experience thing. Kind of makes me think of Tear Zoo. Alright, what's this guy?
How bold of you.
You okay?
What is your wish?
Dead?
No.
Apparently this guy had a stone of some kind. And if we... Can one of these be a 1 or something? We reroll it twice, will that be... Nope. Well, that's a bummer. We just spent some money for nothing. Okay, anyway, let's continue on here. See, we had some people digging for stone, so they're already doing that job. This is already generating the goo. Get one of these stone things. Apparently we can't click on it just yet. Let's see, more bones? Sure. Get more bones gathered over here. What about... Let's see, what about this block thing? Do we specifically have to dedicate anybody to this, or does that just sort of happen? I don't know. But everybody else is going to be dedicated to this. And there we go. Everybody's off to work and doing their jobs. But yeah, it's cozy. It's a cozy little experience. I don't know what we need to do to gain that clown. Try and build out in that direction. Does that give us anything useful? Apparently we need to do that to get that clown. We need 6 bones. That's a little concerning, but okay. Let's see, Ghoul Guy is back to life. Can we get 6 bones before the end of the day? I guess we'll find out, won't we? I don't know what this little money icon is above it. Like, maybe it's generating money? I'm not really sure. But stones are getting generated. Those are getting turned into blocks. We've got at least one of those block things going. Alright. How are they on generating these random skeletons and such? Because if there was some way to instruct them to be a bit closer, that'd be pretty darn useful. I almost feel like it kind of wound up being a detriment getting this particular guy, because he's one-shotting stuff instead of getting these skeletons made. Although, from what I saw earlier, it seemed like kills from other units could still potentially generate skeletons. Like, I had him paired up with that RuneScribe thing at some point, and it seemed like both of them were making skeletons for some reason. So, I'm not too sure how that plays out exactly. Although, it seems like there's now a bunch more of these ghouls going around. I guess that's also a thing that's happening. I don't know. We might be completely screwed here. Let's see. This kid... Yeah, we don't have enough bones for that. Although, these skeletons are doing something. They seem to be going after at least some of them. Which is potentially buying time for the Cyclops to go and throw rocks at him, and for these little ghoul guys to play a little bit of defense. Yeah, this is actually working out a little bit better than I would have expected. Okay. So, that's that day done. And now, hopefully, yeah, everybody has their meal of dead rats. Delicious. One more thing until the ghoul gets leveled up a little bit. We got this guy almost ready to be bought. Bones, please. Crunch up the bones. So get some more over there. And these guys are still working on that. That's already doing its thing. What does this do? Okay, that's just a house. Alright, whatever. What about you? We got 3 mills. Let's go ahead and up that to another 3. Probably get more stones going, because we need them for more expansion, and more bones going for whatever on earth we need more bones for. Okay. Let's see. We can build more mausoleums here. Steal coins from carriers. Not sure if that helps us. So attract and spawn rats. Generates faith for passing carriers. Not sure what that does for us exactly. Hunt bloat? Or hunts blots? Don't know what a blot is. See, when hunting blots, your worker directly harvests its soul, leaving behind a corpse. Apparently that's these green guys. You can haul that corpse to the blood bank to get a lot of blood, but if you leave it overnight, it'll transform into a bone pile. Okay. Cool. Not entirely sure how that works, but apparently they're gonna go and harvest these guys now. And also these bone piles seem like they're... What the hell is that? An alligator in a tank? Oh no, and they're just carrying the guy. Okay, it's a king. Yeah, workers, can you get those bones made so we can hire that dude, please? Because, like, we need to be on that pronto, please. Like, just forget some of this, please. Just bones. We need bones. I mean, they're successfully killing this guy for what it's worth. So far, anyway. Maybe they won't need help? I don't know. Like, does he spawn more ads, or... Does he have a second phase or something? I just can't get over the fact that this dude looks like he's running around on a tank. Yeah, that's funny. Although, this little weird team comp seems to be working for this. Yeah, maybe we don't need the other guy. But if y'all could just hurry up on generating these bones, please. Would like to not really test that. Also, we've got a lot of workers that I haven't quite set yet, so let's go ahead and get 4 of those going, get more of those going, and more of those going. Alright, apparently he's the only thing that's shown up today. What are you? See, increases whatever those are by 10%, increases shields by 10%, or monsters are 20% slower. Yes. And we can pick up a happiness. Neat. So, what does that do? New hero start at level 2? Okay. Cool, cool. We still need more bones. Where are y'all goobers with all them bones, exactly? Come on. Make bones happen. I think one of them just hunted one of those blob things. At least that's what it sounded like. Honestly, I have no idea. But... Alright, fair enough. We'll say the boss seemed a lot easier than the previous stuff. Not complaining. Alright, and we get day 8, and now do we get to hire that dude finally, or are we just still waiting? Do we really need more... Like, I don't feel like coins are necessarily the thing that we need here. Like, I want to go for this mausoleum thing, but for some reason they just have not been collecting stones. They're all going towards something or other. Like, I don't know if these guys are just generating... Yeah, I think they're just generating these full-time. So we'll go ahead and get some of those gone. We'll get some more of these. And then eventually, one of these guys will carry some bones over. We've got a lot of nodes for it. Presumably, that's all we need. Right? Turn around, fast forward a little bit. There's still... There, finally. Got our dude. We can get them recruited. What do you do? Throws up to 2 bones. Fantastic. Let's throw you up here. Yeah, unlock for 4. Absolutely. Now, the question is, will that potentially interfere with this guy's ability to throw out ads? Huh. Okay, I actually thought you just immediately spent it. Apparently somebody actually had to go deliver those bones. That's cool. Alright, what do we need to spend to upgrade them? This guy needs books. I don't know what that gives him exactly. What about you? Need 10 of these cross things. We don't have any of those. What about you? Stones? Yeah, that ain't happening. And then you need bones. So that's probably going to be our next thing. And then we need blood and stones to make this happen. For that, we need one of those blood bank things. For that, we need to expand out a little bit towards anywhere. That takes 150, that takes 15. We can do that at this point. Harvest pumpkins, candy store, pumpkin to candy. Huh. Build siege engines. Yes. What do we need for this? Let's see. Spiky but weak. Bone barriers. Summon exploding corpses. Kind of want some of those. Alright, well. Apparently everyone's asleep today. Not entirely sure why it is that it's taking so dang long to get any of these guys out to work, but presumably the day just ended and I wasn't paying attention. I don't know. I'll skip all that. Hopefully get them all a bit more food. Let's see, first one's free. Change elements. Everyone does 5% extra. Or plus 50% against targets with fatigue. I feel like extra 5% in general would probably be better, even though he's currently been one-shotting things, but who knows. Let's throw more stuff into this. What do you do? Alright, you're the stonemason thing. Throw a couple hunters in there. Stone carvers are all well and good. Repair the church. Sure, what do you do? Idle workers gather here at night, praying to gain faith. So, let's see, 50% king movement speed. What do I even do with the king, exactly? Yeah, I got no clue. They'd probably do something. Let's see, get another carrier. We don't have any blood there. We do need more food, though. Where else can we expand at the moment? Yeah, that's looking possible. Build one road over here, except that we don't have the stones to do it. Why do you guys not have stones? Like, they're working on getting some stones, at least, for what it's worth. Actually, the constant zipping in and out of the music kind of makes me think of Dungeons of Dreadmore, of all things, if anyone remembers that one. Yeah, I think next job here is just going to be collect as much stone as possible. Get that mausoleum built to get more workers. You know, provided we make it that far. But, alright, so, either way, I gotta probably start wrapping this up here, because this is, you know, one of those ones that just sort of keeps on going and keeps on going. Was kind of expected to get overrun within a couple of minutes, but this seems to be going okay. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and leave it off here. So, remember, go try out the demo for yourself. You know, it's free to try. It's a fun little time killer here. It's not going to be the undead version. It's going to be the more kind of fantasy-orientated version, but a lot of the ads are going to be roughly similar and or the same. Like, you still got your Cyclops guy, you got your Wizard guy. I don't know if you have the Ghoul. I know that the starting unit for the demo, you actually have more starting units in the demo. In this one, you just have this undead knight spawning guy, but it's like an auto turret, kind of cavalier archer type situation. On that, on the kind of main version here. Let's see, are they about to get completely overrun as I say that? Possibly, unless he smushes, like, right... Okay, well, he stunned a few, I suppose. Depends on whether or not these skeletons end up coming in. Skellies. Skellies, run faster! No! That feels like it was avoidable. But yeah, I kind of wish you could... I mean, okay, technically, now that I think about it, you can pull them back. Because technically you can pull them off the front and put them back into the bench, which is probably what I should have done. I don't know if everybody would have gotten run over, but that's when you would have presumably used these siege engines over here to do traps and such. Again, I'm still going and learning this thing, but I like this little cutscene that they play at the end, where once you lose, they just sort of come in and start burning everything down. It's kind of a cool little way to wrap it up. Okay, anyways, so that's about that. Y'all have yourselves a good one. Thank you for stopping by, and yeah, check out this Super Fantasy Kingdom at some point. It's a neat little time killer. All right, y'all have yourselves a good one, and take care.